What if I told you that the next big revolution in online giving isn't passing the plate or even online donations? It's cryptocurrency. My church just started accepting Bitcoin, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you why your church should too. And I'll also tell you why it might be easier, less risky, and have some pretty profound tax advantages. Let's talk about it. Well, hey guys, I'm Thomas Costello here from REACHRIGHT. We put out new content like this multiple times every week, so if you find this video helpful, I bet some of our other content would be helpful for you too. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Now, in addition to being the founder of REACHRIGHT, I'm also an executive pastor at my church here in Hawaii, and we just made a decision a few months ago to make a pivot and start accepting crypto donations on our website. Now, our church council took a little bit of convincing to get on board, but when we really weighed the pros and the cons, we found that it was a total no-brainer for us. You see, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are more popular than ever before. Many people in your church most likely are using these protocols, and your church, if you're not accepting it, you're actually missing out on a huge opportunity. And I want to explain a little bit more about why in this video. First of all, we felt like it was a really good way to expand our donor base. Crypto users in general skew a little bit on the younger side and more tech savvy. And if we want to be able to expand the number of people that are giving, using some of these kinds of options really made sense for us. Also, when we did a comparison, we found that the fees we paid for receiving cryptocurrencies were actually far less than the fees we were paying for credit card processing. So for our church, we actually got to keep more of our donations than we would with a normal credit card gift. And one of the biggest reasons why it made sense for us to adopt cryptocurrency donations are the enormous tax incentives that our givers have by giving cryptocurrency. It's no secret that a lot of these coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, they have skyrocketed in value over the last few years. If someone bought cryptocurrency in 2020, chances are their cryptocurrency today might be worth 10 or 20 or even 50 times more than the initial amount that they had paid for it. With that comes huge capital gains taxes, at least for people that are giving here in the United States. Those capital gains taxes are either 15 or 20% of whatever the appreciated value is of those gifts. By giving cryptocurrency donations directly to the church, as opposed to selling their cryptocurrency and then giving cash, givers can actually save that 15 or 20% they would normally pay the government in capital gains taxes and increase the size of their gift. And also, we just felt it was a really big opportunity to be forward thinking as a church. Now, you don't have to be a believer in cryptocurrency or Bitcoin specifically to do something like this. It's just important that you understand that there are a lot of forward-thinking people that are using these kinds of cryptocurrencies. And if you want to broaden your giving base and appeal to them, it makes sense for you to offer this option for them to give this way. Are most people here in 2024 going to be giving via cryptocurrency? No. Most are still going to give with a credit card, but giving this opportunity to people is a huge advantage. But I want to be clear, I did receive a little bit of pushback and some tough questions when I first brought this to our team. One of the first things they said, and maybe you're thinking it right now, is Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies, they're way too volatile for our church to receive something like that. And yeah, you're right, they can be very volatile. Some churches decide to keep it, but the vast majority of churches, mine included, they have a policy where when someone gives a cryptocurrency donation, it would immediately be liquidated for its cash value, and then the cash would be what the church receives. This takes nearly all of the risk out of the whole process and makes it so that your church receives cryptocurrency almost exactly the same as you would a credit card donation. Now, there's several ways to set this up. We wound up using an outside company called Overflow to help us do that. I'll put a link to them down in the description. This is not a sponsored video or any relationship with Overflow whatsoever, but there is nothing stopping you also from having your own Bitcoin or Solana or Ethereum or Dogecoin wallet where you can receive these donations and liquidate them yourselves. But just for our church, we felt it would be easiest if all of this was handled for us, and it was worth a small fee to be able to do something like that. Maybe you're thinking, well, that's great for some churches, maybe really young ones or churches that are in big cities, but my church, we don't have the kind of people that are using cryptocurrency. Well, a recent study from security.org found this: 40% of American households own some kind of cryptocurrency. 40%. So chances are there are some people in your church that are probably using cryptocurrency, and if they are, they probably have some appreciation, and it might make sense for them to give that way. I was really surprised when I took this to my church council, and people in their 60s were even telling me that they were using cryptocurrency themselves, and they were really interested in giving this way. So I'd encourage you to drop some of your presuppositions and just give it a shot. But rather than just tell you about it, I actually wanted to show you a little bit about how it works. So let me pull up my phone and you can take a look at just how easy it is for someone to make a cryptocurrency donation on our site. So I've navigated to our giving page, and when I get there, we actually have some links that are set up to give with credit or ACH, give stock. But the third one you see, it says give crypto. We click on that and it brings up a simple pledge page. Now, the reason why it's set up as a pledge is because with all cryptocurrencies, it's the sender that has to initiate the transaction. You can't pull cryptocurrency from another wallet. You have to send it from that original wallet. So if your crypto is on Coinbase or Kraken or some other physical wallet out there, let's put it this way. If you're a cryptocurrency user, you probably know how to send crypto. So what people can do is they can set up a pledge like we're doing right here. Let's just go with Bitcoin, the most common of the cryptocurrencies. We'll enter an amount of $100, or you could alternatively change it so that you're actually putting in an amount of Bitcoin that you want to give and denominate it in Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. You go ahead and do that and you hit next. It'll ask you some questions like which campaign. For us, it's general tithes and offerings. You could leave a note if you wanted to designate part of it for something else there, but a note is optional. And then we hit next. It'll ask you for a phone number. So you'll go ahead and put that in. And if you've already logged in, you'll be able to have that information there. It'll send you a confirmation code. We'll go ahead and pop that in. Hit next. It'll confirm all of our information there. You have the option to donate anonymously, but once I hit continue, you'll see that it'll actually come up with a wallet address. So one of two things. You could scan this code right on your phone if you have a digital wallet on your phone, or you could just copy the wallet address and you can go into wherever your cryptocurrency is held and make the donation on that place. But the key is that it gives you a unique wallet address every time, so that in this case, we could actually give cryptocurrency to this specific address. It'll get liquidated. And in my case, with the donation that I just made, it actually made it into our church's account in a matter of 2 minutes. Really amazing stuff. Now, one of the questions that you'll have to answer for your church that I won't be able to answer for you in the scope of this video is whether or not you want to be a church that holds on to your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency, or do you want to be a church that liquidates all of that and treats it as cash? But I would suspect most of you would choose to use more of a liquidation model, where the moment you receive some form of cryptocurrency, it would immediately be liquidated and put into your church accounts just as is. But if you are a church that would want to maybe consider keeping part of your reserves in Bitcoin and keeping it in a wallet there, I'd love to hear your thought process behind that. Leave me a comment down below. In the end, I think it's really a no-brainer. That question of whether or not your church should receive cryptocurrency as a donation method, it seems like it should be a resounding yes. My heart is to make it easy for anybody that wants to be generous towards our church to be able to do so. So whether that means someone giving cryptocurrency or stocks or a car or whatever it would be, we want to make those kinds of things possible so that people can be generous towards the Lord. And if your church is anything like mine, I find that most of our people want to be generous. And one of the questions a lot of churches ask is, when we do online donations with a credit card, should we be asking people to cover the fees for us? Well, I did a deep dive on that exact topic, and I think the answer might surprise you. It might not be the best idea to ask your donors to cover the fees. In this video, I give you a full breakdown on why you might want to rethink that.